What's going on, guys? Today we're back on the 72. Bo's gone. He's getting tested for the corona. I don't know how long he's going to be out. Hopefully not long, because we're going to get started on the hard body turbo project again. Anyways, we're going to talk about this. You guys took really well to the truck, which I was surprised on. It's just not really like what we do. A Chevy, a V8, you know, full-size truck is kind of strange. But anyways, come on. So Carissa's running the camera today. I already shot this video, and it was really like fuzzy and whatever. It wasn't very good, so we're doing it again. The truck's got a 383 in it. I don't know whose bottom end it is. It has these Brodex heads, which are supposed to be like a good head. I don't really know anything about this. It has this Proform 750 CFM carburetor, which seems to be doing a good job. I wouldn't know, but the truck starts really nice and easy. It has this fuel pressure regulator on it. It has electric fuel pump, HEI ignition. They convert it to electric fans, and they come on via this thermal switch, which is cool. So there's a lot of neat things done here. It has this vacuum pump, is what I was told. I don't know why it has it, why it needs it. I guess the truck was pretty hot before. I don't know what they did to tune it down. I assume change a camshaft. I don't know anything about these. So if you guys have an idea of like how you detune an engine like this, like let us know in the comments. But when I got it, the truck had almost no throttle. You had to start it by like shoving this wire into the fuse box. We got that fixed, but it's not the way that I want it. I'll show you guys that in a second. But this is the throttle plate bracket thing, and it holds the throttle cable and the kick down cable. If you want to adjust your kick down, the tighter you make this, the harder the truck's going to shift. The more you have to like whoop on it to get it to shift. It's real loose on this truck now. I loosened it up, and it's nice because you can just kind of like cruise around. It'll get up into third gear really fast. Raylan's over there yelling at me. But it'll get up into third gear really fast, and then it has like this ratchet shifter, which is kind of like a sequential, and you can pull it all the way down and then like bump it up if you want to hot rod it, which is, it's neat.
Hey, go say.
But this bracket is only held on by one bolt, and so it like gets crooked. It's crooked right now, and when it gets crooked, it doesn't give you full throttle. And so that was the problem before. So I ordered this really nice Edelbrock one that bolts on to two manifold bolts in the back, and it's like completely adjustable, like height-wise and forward and back. And the first time I got the wrong product, and the second time I told them that I got the wrong product, and I received it today, and this is what I got. It has put me in a bad mood all day long. Because what do I need two choke cables for when I ordered a fuel bracket, like a throttle bracket? Like what? Anyways, don't order off Amazon, apparently. Just go to Summit and don't have any problems. So anyways, let's get in here and I'll show you guys what's going on in here. So, none of the gauges work. And it's got like battery voltage, water temperature, and oil pressure. And then it has them again down here. I'm like, why didn't you just fix these or replace these? I'm not sure exactly what I want here, what style. You can get really cheap ones that replace the whole thing, but they're like digital and they're kind of ugly. The nice ones are like $1,000 and up. They're pretty expensive. But the problem with the truck, the main problem, is I had to put in this switch to turn the truck on. So you flip this switch, and then you hit the key and the truck turns on. And then to turn the truck off, you have to flip this switch, and that's what kills the truck. The switch, this ignition switch, if the engine isn't running, it works as it's supposed to. Key on, you can hear it, fuel pump comes on. Key off, fuel pump goes off. And it works the way it's supposed to. But when you start the truck and the engine's running and you do that, it doesn't do what it's supposed to. So I think it's wired wrong somewhere to the alternator, to where like the alternator is feeding to the battery and feeding another way to the switch. So it's feeding like both sides of the switch when the engine's running. So we have to go through that. I don't know why it's wired like that. I don't know who wired it like that. I'm being too loud. But it drives me nuts. Like things like that drive me nuts. They also cut this out, so you can't put a normal radio in here. I guess you have to put like a newer style radio. I have no idea. I have to measure the hole and see what stupid this is. This like box to pretty up the shifter. The cover is supposed to bolt like way up here. I don't know if you can see this, but this is the mount for like where this is supposed to mount to. So I got to build something to go from here to here, and in the back the same thing. And that's really it on the inside. Underneath, the transmission is leaking, and it has a built turbo 350 in it, with that shifter, so you can like ratchet shift it. It's neat. The transmission seems pretty stout, and everything, but it's leaking from where the tail shaft goes into the transmission, so we got to replace that seal. And then the differential's leaking a little bit, so we got to pull the cover and reseal that. Yeah, that's really it as far as like problems. It does need some paint work here. The paint's messed up. No idea what happened there. And then on both rear corners, this trim has rust that runs down the body. I'm not sure what's causing that. It's strange to me, but both sides are like that. Other than that, paint looks pretty good. I'm not a big fan of the wheels, but I want to polish them up and see how they look and see if I'm going to be okay with them. But the wheel bearings are leaking. At least this one is. You can see like the grease and crap. So I do want to do wheel bearings, and when I do wheel bearings, I'll do new pads and rotors, and hopefully everything will be good. Lucky can't see me.
Dad.
What?
I know what. Why left you in there?
Because I put it in there, because you want it out.
What?
From what I understand, this motor is about as hot as a GM block 350 can be, which is about 500 horsepower, which is what the motor made on an engine dyno was 500. It's definitely not 500 horsepower to the tire fast. My grandpa and my cousin, they're like, man, that truck's fast, it's scary fast, it's hard to drive, and this and that. And I went out, and the first day I ripped on it, and it was nothing. It was like, I was like, this is like what a stock truck should feel like. And I found out this bracket was messed up. So I fixed that, and then I went and ripped on it, and I was like, oh, okay, this is pretty nice. It's not scary. Like, the STI is scary. This truck, it's really drivable. That being said, it lights the freaking tires up from a light. If you mash into it at a light, it just lights the rear tires up. But yeah, it's really not that scary. I would say it probably runs like 13s, 14s, stock WRX time in there. So it's not slow for a big old truck, but it's not crazy fast. What was I gonna say? Oh! If you guys like this, we'll keep doing stuff like this. My dad has a few Chevy trucks that we can do. One of you guys mentioned about doing like an LS swap into one of these. My dad wants to do that to one of his 60s. He has two 60s. He has that 70 that I showed you when I showed you guys this truck, and then he has an 86, all in different states of whatever goodness, I don't know. The 70's in the best shape, then the 86, then one of the 60s, then the other 60, which was his first truck that his dad gave him, my grandpa. It's completely torn apart, just a cab and a chassis. There are no fenders, no hood, no bed, no nothing. But he's got everything. So if you guys want to see some stuff like that, let us know, and we can start on one of his projects, because he wants to get them done. And right now we're kind of like, I say I'm hurting for projects because like the truck's gone, the STI is basically done. I don't really have a whole lot to do. You know, I want to take the Miata drifting the way it is, so I don't want to change anything on it. This really isn't a big project, so I just want to kind of enjoy it for a while. So let us know if you guys want to see that, and we'll get started on one of my dad's projects. I'll show you guys all his trucks, and then we can decide from there where we want to start and what you guys want to see. 2 of them need the carburetors rebuilt, so we can record that and show how to do a carburetor. I don't know. One other thing, Ted is going to come over later this week, maybe this weekend, I don't know, but an upcoming video. You guys asked about a Subaru NAT build because that's what we do on the hard bodies. So he's going to come over with the Subaru that's an NAT build. It's a Legacy Outback, and I think it's a stock motor, stock 5-speed, stock everything, and he just slapped a turbo on it, got a turbo crossmember and whatever. So he's going to come over. We're going to go for a drive in the car. We're going to talk about the car, the cost to make the car, and what all parts he's used, things like that. It's going to be kind of ballpark because I talked to him today and he was like, well, I don't really know exactly how much it costs. And he did a lot of weird things. Like, I say weird, like they're things that most people wouldn't do that are really cool. He put a water to air intercooler on it, and he wired up an Arduino board or something like that. I don't know what it's called, but like the car still has AC, it still has heat, it has all this, but it's running on a micro squirt ECU, the same as my truck. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna mess with this. I'm gonna show you guys my dad's trucks, and hopefully Bo will be back soon and we can start back on the Turbo D21 build, because we're really excited to see the progression of that truck and everything. We hope you guys are too. So anyways, that's this truck. That's those projects. I'll catch you guys next time.